All right, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be taking a look at Mono Black, but hold on, it's not like you've seen before. I went digging and found a list by a user that goes by the name of Lone Fox, and this one's actually what you would call more like Mono Black critters, I guess. Like, this is going to be a weird one, but it looks like a lot of fun, so I'm hoping it works. So, going down this list, we've got 3 cut down, no surprise there. We are playing Gnawing Vermin, mostly because it's a rat, but the -1/-1 does actually have some real uses in this deck, so it's actually pretty good. Iridescent Vine Lasher, believe it or not, is a lizard that still counts for this deck, even though we're not playing lizards themselves. Bats as well, with Deep Cavern Bat, obviously just a good card. Some removal with Go for the Throat and Long Goodbye. There is one Osteomancer Adept in here, and this is for playing stuff out of your graveyard, obviously. I'm not sure how big of a fan I am of this card, but if it doesn't work out, I have an idea of what I want to replace it with already. There is one Saver. I think this could be a pile of other removal as well. I think it could be another Long Goodbye. It could be a Go for a Throat. I actually don't mind Bitter Anguish as well, so you can remove Planeswalkers, because I don't think there's a way to do that in this deck. So I'd be pretty happy with that. But for now, I'm going to leave the list as is. We'll talk about it at the end of the video. Valley Rotcaller. This is one of the cool reasons to play this deck. It's a 1/3, so it's a little bit hard to deal with. It does have Menace, and you can drain your opponent's life total if you've been nicking their life total with all your little duders. And getting some of that life is important because we're also playing Darkstar Augur. So yeah, if you're losing life, great. Now the downside is, or I guess upside, is that our stuff isn't terribly expensive. We only have a handful of things that cost 3 or more, so a lot of our stuff is only 1 and 2. So drawing that extra card shouldn't hurt us all that much. There is some Lord Skitter, obviously for moving stuff from the graveyard, making tokens, keeping that damage going, and those extra tokens help fuel Rotcaller, which is super nice. Thoughtstalker Warlock, super nice, because we have a bunch of small things that can get damage in, especially with the Iridescent Vine Lasher, which you've seen before if you've played Lizards. Like, that's a thing. And then there's one Aclazot's Deepest Betrayal, which I would possibly turn that other Osteomancer into, but we will see how the games go on if we want that or not. It might be the cost just makes it to where you don't want more than one. Now, we are pretty light on land, and I normally don't cover the lands, but his list actually had 3 Demolition Field. I'm going to go 2 Demolition Field and 1 Fountain Port because I feel like we can kill most of the creature lands that opponents would play, which would probably be our biggest issue. And the Fountain Port might get us some extra cards with stuff like Lord Skitter. Don't know, but I'm at least giving it a shot to find out. Now, this is a wild deck, so I don't know what's going to happen, so stick around for the ride. And at the end of the video, if you enjoyed the ride, be sure to go down in the description. We'll have a link over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where you'll be able to download this list and try it out for yourself. But yeah, let's go see if Lone Wolf's deck can have those critters do their chittering, crittering, eating the opponent, overrunning them, whatever it is critters do. Ooh, all right, we'll keep it. We're going to have to draw a 3rd land, or maybe a 2-mana thing and then a 3rd land. That would be cool too. But otherwise, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. I think the tough thing with playing Gnawing Vermin when you're not trying to mill yourself is, do you mill yourself or the opponent? Because we only even have 1 card, I think, that cares about our graveyard. I'm going to gamble that they don't care about their graveyard. All right, well, unfortunately, we did not find that extra creature we were hoping for. So it's very sad. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, obviously, we have to kill that because we only have 1 real removal here. Good news here is we will get to use Thoughtstalker Warlock, so we'll get rid of the next biggest threat we would see. I don't know what we're doing after that, though. That's pretty cool, but I don't think we want to run that out right now. So let's go ahead and attack first, get the damage in, then run this Knucklehead out there. Oh, so it's Bronco Preacher. I mean, we don't care about the Bronco that much. I think we're going to... Oh, but those... No, one of those does come into play untapped. Never mind, we'll take Preacher. Their lands are perfect, because they can just play Bronco here and play the tap land, and then still have Shieldred up next turn. So we're definitely going to be looking for some removal. And they have a cut down. This is interesting. What do we do here? I mean, I guess we play the thing they can't cut down. Because I really want to play Darkstar Augur, which we're going to get penalized. No, because it just puts it in hand. It's not a draw. Sorry, opponent. I don't know which way I want to go here. I think I'm just going to play this. This way, even if they decide to saddle up the Bronco next turn, like, we don't care. I guess get rid of this. I assume they'll cut down the Thoughtstalker. But you never know. Oh, wait. I just realized the opponent left up. Oh, so did they draw another land? Oh, and we get to kill the Bronco? Bonus points. Love that. Because if they didn't draw another untapped land... Okay, they did have one, for sure. Because if they didn't, I was like, why did they not play the Restless Fortress last turn? So that's a real thing. So, here's the other option. What if we go... Man, what are we trying to do here? Like, we could kick... Or I guess Offspring that guy. Yeah, let's just... Man, or do we just go for the extra cards? Because we kind of need the land, too. And we can get some flying damage in here. You know what? Let's just go here. And then we'll just see where this leads. No attack. I mean, any realistic sweep or anything is just going to make our life miserable. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, that's about as safe as that turn could have been. Oh, that's huge. Considering we didn't draw a land, that's the next best thing. Like, legitly the next best thing. Get rid of that. Target player mills. Nice. We'll get rid of this. We'll attack, attack, attack. These two can sit back. There's no need for them to get in on the action. We have to draw land sooner or later, right? At least that's the concept. Oh, there's a Zorline. Gosh, dang it. They found another one. Yeah, yeah. They're going to get our Rot Collar. Oh, they didn't take Rot Collar. It's like they got us cards. Interesting. Because the only thing they have left of value is Preacher, really. So this does 2 damage. Play this. Remove this, because we don't fear the other cards. If we attack for 3 with the Lord Skitter, what do? Trade us their other 2 bodies? Like, are we okay with that? I mean, actually, here's the problem, though, right? They have to kill Rot Collar, or we just deal a pile of damage next turn. Because that's 7 already just from Rot Collar. Alright, I'm attacking with Gnawing Vermin for sure. And I think I am going to attack with Lord Skitter. Alright, they didn't want to block either one. That's what I thought. It's like, those are the only 2 I felt like I attack and give them no good blocks that way. And now they're at 7. They can gain a point of life from the Deep Cavern Bat, but they need to block with it. Okay, so that gets them 2 life. 2 triggers from Zorline. They got back the only thing they can get. So they're at 8. Yep, that's not going to cut it. We are home free.
Nobody knows, Dominarius. You won't be outside.
Wow, they didn't even attempt to make a sack a thing? Well, that's going to deal some damage. And then they die before we even get to deal combat damage. Alright. Cool. Works for me. Crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I know it's like the first game I played with the deck, but it felt kind of stressful. Like, we just were at whatever that was, 3 mana forever, and opponent was just doing their thing, but we just nickel and dimed enough. You know, sort of. That was scary, though. I mean, we're gonna keep it. I feel like most of our hands so far, I felt like we need one more land. You know, like that's kind of the whole thing. Alright, well. We'll be getting in there with this little vermin. And I'll assume this is going to die to some kind of removal. Oh, did not. That's, I mean, they could also just have, like, temporary lockdown. Whoa. They have nothing? Oh my gosh, what type of hand did you keep, opponent? Not on my watch. Okay, well, that's a way to kill a thing, I guess. No more lies. Horn lock whale. Like, what do I even want to get rid of out of this? They don't have blue mana yet, so I mean, I guess we'll take this. I mean, they can't crack the demolition field. Yeah, they can't. They can't cast their hand right now. Sure. I mean, normally I would wait to kick this, but or offspring it, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. I mean, if they draw land plus Sunfall or whatever, so be it. I can't even play my demolition field because I actually unlock cards on their side. So, like, that's actually bad for us to do. Which is pretty funny, but situation is what it is. As much as I would like to have that extra point of damage, we may not need it. Okay, there you go. So yeah, this game doesn't feel like a lot happened, but I think it is a good example of just, once you're aware of what the opponent's doing, like, you can kind of play around something. So, like, it was kind of dumb holding the demolition field, but basically, as long as I held it, they could never unlock the rest of their hand, right? So we're forcing them to draw the blue land themselves. And, like, that's a small thing that to a lot of people that have played a while is going to seem very obvious. But sometimes it's just the little things, you know? Oh, man. I'm going to keep it. Like, there's some little quirkiness here, right? We do have Saber, which could get us a token that we could maybe sack to the Fountain Port or whatever. Oh, no. This is the Djinn deck, and I'm just filled their graveyard for them. That sucks. Oh, and we just drew lands. That's not good. Yeah. That's the rough part about keeping a hand like this. We don't need a bunch of mana, so anything we draw that's not a creature along the way, it's just bad news. Yeah, I can't even, like, gnawing vermin the opponent here. I have to hit our own stuff. Which is pretty sad, but it's kind of what we have to do. Hell, they might have looked and been like, hey, they're going to mill us. Like, no, I'm milling me, friend. Good, too, because those cards don't do anything here. Like, that's probably the best two cards we could have milled. A land and an irrelevant removal spell. Because once they put something else in the yard, we can't hit a Haughty Djinn, and we obviously aren't going to kill a terror with it, so it's kind of like the best we can do. I mean, I guess there's a weird world where, like, we minus from the gnawing vermin or something, you know, like, and then we can kill the Haughty Djinn, but not likely. Well, we know that's not going to resolve, right? Because there's zero chance they don't have a removal spell in hand right now. But we're going to try anyway. Because that's our only option. Bring on the counter spell. Just pick the one you got to cast. I say, we knew it was coming. Yep, there you go. And that's probably the beginning of the end. Oh, well, you know what? We can kill one terror. Yeah, I can't quite kill two terrors. but we can get rid of one right now before they're untapped. So we might as well. Yeah, only drawing 3 creatures in a deck that's almost all creatures is pretty rough. Even on that turn, if we were able to have found, like, a Lord Skitter, right, that would have been fine to just start reducing the cards in their graveyard. Yeah, no blocks. And he's not doing us any good either way. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we can't win now. Like, we legitimately can't win. I'm just gonna move on. That's a tough way to go out, but man, not a lot we can do. Also, there's always people saying, why don't you play it out? Like, here's the thing. Like, when we're making videos for y'all to have fun, like, y'all just watching me just sit here and do nothing, which is effectively what was going to happen. Because the opponent either has card drawing spells plus a way to draw cards or ways to counter things, right? So whatever we draw from here is likely not going to resolve or get bounced and not stay on the table. We don't have any good cards we can draw from here, and we're only attacking for 2 a turn, so there's no way we're going to run the opponent down fast enough at this point. So y'all would just watch me play through another, like, I don't know, 5 turns of nothing, and then just die to a 5/5, plus probably a Haughty Djinn at some point. This is a reasonable hand. You know, I think one thing, too, is understanding that when, especially, I don't know about other creators, like, when I'm making videos, like, I'm not trying to win every single game, right? Yes, we want to win, but the reality is we also want to show, can the deck do the things we think it does, or whatever, right? And in that vein, sometimes you have to recognize when, all right, cool, we're just going to move along, right? It's time to just pack up, go to the next game. No need wasting time on what we're doing now. You know, I'm just going to do this for now. And Rock Collar. And then that dies. No, that didn't die either. And we're getting hit with the lockdown? Hopefully they only have 1 sweeper and we can get it with the Thought Stalker. That would be nice. I don't want to put Darkstar Augur out there yet, though, because getting extra cards against this deck could be really good, and I'd like to do that post-sweeper if that ends up being an issue. So now the question is, do they have a counter? If they do I want them to try to kill the Rock Collar first and then use this? And I think that is correct, especially since we have another Rock Collar. They're just taking it? Yeah, they're really sitting on this counter or whatever it is they have here. I feel like I should just go for it, but I think I'm just going to do this. Alright. Well, are we going to see a 4-mana removal here? Because that could be the case. I mean, if they have it, they kind of have to go for it, right? Nope, apparently not. Oh, well, now we have double Augur. That's interesting. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, if you're down, I'm down. I mean, seems a little crazy, but sure. I mean, I'll play this now just because. Like, if they counter it, whatever. We're just playing Augurs after this. I mean, if they have a sweeper, they have to counter this to protect the sweeper, if it's their only one. If they have 2, you just let it resolve, let us take 1. So they probably have more than 1 here. Yep, just as I suspected. We still take it, force them to use it, and then we run the Augur out. And then the Augur doesn't die to that. We'll get past that. So, like, alright, that's not a bad situation. Yep. Draw a card from the deuce. I mean, they're going to have a lot of cards for us to work through, so this is not going to be easy regardless from here. But it's the thing we have to do. Don't think there was really a better way of us to go about that. I'm almost half hoping they have another sweeper here, and then we can play the other auger. But this is one of the few ways we can compete in this fight, is being able to get those extra cards. We are also limited on black mana, which could matter. I don't think it will, but possible. Alright, so we get to draw. And we haven't seen any quirky cards like kill target attacker or anything like that from them. Gnawing Vermin and a Gopher Throat, which is not good, and that's not good. That's tough. That is very, very tough. Alright, I guess we attack. If they're playing the weird cards, they're playing the weird cards. I mean, we drew all the removal against a non-creature deck, so not a lot's going to happen here that's positive for us, unfortunately. Yeah, get lost, sure. Also means we can't play the other auger here, unfortunately. I think we tap colorless. Try to juice this up. Alright, a land is fine, I suppose. Oh, that's interesting. Here's the tough thing. Like, Augur is the best thing we can do. But I also don't want them surveilling if they don't already have the thing they need in hand. And we can play Deep Cavern Bat after the fact. So I'm just going to go here. Wait. Oh, I can only pay 3. Yeah, it's fine. I think I still do it. Now, they know also... Oh, they had a No More Lies? Bleh. Alright, fair. Do you have another removal too? I was going to say, come on now. Man, our hand's basically dead here. Like, we're living off of this Darkstar Augur Offspring token. Tough part about this game, I feel like if we'd have drawn any other threats, we'd probably be winning right now. Or actually would have already won. But, you know, there's no telling what those other cards are. This is also a little bit of a weird thing, too. Like, if they just want to kill the Augur, so we're not getting bonus cards. But they also know there's a Deep Cavern Bat on top. So that could be a thing. Oh, man. Almost any other creature would have been fine. Oh. Alright. I guess we do it. They either want to protect what's in their hand, or they're just going to cast the Spellgire. Yep. So they want to protect something that's over there. We don't know what something is, but they definitely want to protect it. Have we only drawn 3 creatures this game? 4? Oh, no, these. These died earlier. Never mind. Those were doing the business. The Rot Callers. Alright, end the turn. Oh, I should have played the Vermin. Gosh dang it. I wasn't even thinking. They need more mana? Nope. Interesting. They didn't want to tap, and they also didn't want to activate their 4/4. I guess Vermin doesn't really matter, because until I get rid of the 4/4, it's not going to do much here. The funny thing is, we're both holding removal that do nothing effectively. This is kind of oddly amusing.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
I mean, you can give that -3/-3. I mean, that's real. Keeps you alive when you're at 4.
Become subdued.
The only good news is we still get cards from it regardless. So that's super nice. Alright, so we get a swamp. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's damage, you know? Go to the attack step. I guess we'll get rid of this. I don't think they're getting any of those back anyway. No point in attacking. I think the question here is... Yeah, we just go for it, right? If they have the cards, they have the cards. I will mill ourselves, though, here. No, I don't even want to, because we probably have actual threats showing up. That's fine. We'll mill them. Whatever. Oh, so they are playing it. The Not on My Watch. Look at that. Well, we got some information we didn't have. And they're playing Elspeth's Might. My goodness. Okay. Well, now we know some things. It's not a Sunfall, because if it was, they would have just played it. I don't think there would have been any hesitation. So this is probably like a Get Lost or something. I mean, unless they can't kill any creatures or get rid of any, then it's like we're attacking for at least 6, even after they -3 something. And we have 2 shots at being able to kill the 4/4 once it becomes a creature. I don't know if we can win this game, but if we do, it's going to be a miracle. We're going to, like... So, only going to mill us for 3 and draw a card. Probably going to see if they could find a sweeper. That's not unreasonable. The Deuce, they can still go digging here. That's real. They still have the mana. Oh, they got a temporary lockdown. Okay, sure. So we have just these 2 left, because they're 3 and 3. Oh, I thought they had something else. I honestly thought, with the hand we had, that this game was just going to be a whole lot of nothing. I was like, all right, if they get us, they get us. But, geez. I generally thought that last card was going to be like a Get Lost or something or whatever. And maybe they were just playing their mana a certain way, hoping to draw the sweeper first. And then when they didn't get there, deploy the other cards, you know, to stay alive. But I'll take it. That is a tough, hard-fought win. Like, that is something. But hey, take them how you can get them. Okay, what is our plan here? We're going to go first, obviously. But, I guess we're just going to Vine Lasher, hope to draw a 2-mana thing, and then if we don't, we'll just play a Lord Skitter and then a Darkstar Augur. Hope we find land somewhere along the way. Are these brass knucks? Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, this is kind of good, considering that we don't have much else going on right now. Downside is we're probably going to have to use this Go for the Throat to kill something. And not really get to play our Lord Skitter. Ooh, but we have an Augur. Do I care to Augur first? No, I'm going to do this first. Because if they don't have some type of bite spell or something, then we at least just trade with the Lord Skitter and we can kill the next thing. And that would be fine. Keen-Eyed Curator, that works. If you attack, I absolutely will trade, opponent. I am in that business. Especially knowing we have potential, like, card advantage coming up. Question just now is, do I do it now or wait? I think I do it now. No attack. And then we just kind of force the opponent to find something. Though knowing we're going to lose life to the augurs, it's also how much damage are we willing to take here. There's a hunter's talent, so that'll eat the big augur. Got another hunter's talent? Nope. All right. We're in good shape then. No blocks. We'll take 4. Saber is pretty sweet. That is also sweet. Don't mind having either of those cards. So now the question is just... Like, we're definitely going to kill that. I think we're just going to use this, though. And I'm going to wait on playing the other augur. Actually, do I just play the other augur here? You know what? I think I am willing to gamble against mono green here. Let's go. And we have ways to kill, like, 2 things in hand, so, like, whatever. We ain't scared. I mean, I probably should be, but I ain't. I mean, worst case scenario, we can saber something and then crack a food. So that's something. You know, like, it's not huge, but it does a thing. Can we gamble on taking 4 here? I don't think I need all those cards, so I will at least do this. Oh, I forgot. It has trample. Never mind. I should have taken it. And I play that card, too. I know better. It doesn't matter. We were just going to get lands anyway. It's fine. It's fine. We knew what we were doing the whole time. It's okay. Alright, so let's kill the Contaminator. Let's eat this dude. And I think I'm just attacking. Oh, why did I attack with all that? I forgot that my 1-2 just gonna die. I just hit the attack button way too quick. Well, if I die now, it's my own stupidity. I deserve it. Because I might take like 6 here and then like take damage from my augurs. Oh, they're drawing a card. We're not in bad shape. We're not in bad shape. We're taking at least 3 though. Oh, we're taking more than that. We're taking 4. Alright. So do we die? We're at 7? Nope, that one doesn't kill us. That also doesn't kill us. Ooh, double bat's kind of cool, though. Alright, so with double bat, we don't lose enough to die. And we have 6 mana, so we can do 3 things here. So I think we do this with one of them. We see what that other card is in their hand. Definitely take that. And then I think we sit on this Saver, honestly. Because we can still make something small enough to kind of guarantee we don't die. We just have to put a stop during our upkeep so we could crack a food, just in case. And then end the turn. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. Depending on what they put the +1 on, we'll be able to block a thing, shrink it with the Saver. So that's going to be 4. So here's what we can do. Shrink this. Block here. Block here. And then I'm going to put a stop during my upkeep so I can crack the food to make sure I don't die to my own cards. And then use the colorless mana for this first. Yeah, opponent's saying GG. Crack this. So theoretically, unless I just draw the worst sequence of cards. Okay, I wasn't going to die anyway. Alright, we're all good. Well, it's 3 lands, so I guess none of that mattered. Alright, fair enough. Ooh, good win, though. We will take that. Yeah, before that attack step. We gained what, 3? So we were at 9. So we were at 6 to start the turn. Like, there is a world where I could have gotten Aclazotz and something, which could have killed us. But I was trying to increase the odds that, like, there's a fair chance one of them's going to be a land. It's just a matter of what the other thing was. So by gaining those 3 life, I just try to ensure that we don't die there. And then once we're alive, we know we can just attack back for the win. We also had Deep Cavern Bat, which could have saved us as well to keep a big threat out of their hands. So, but yeah, drawing 3 land would have left us pretty barren. So we're pretty lucky we won that turn. All right, we're keeping, but this hand's terrible unless it's creatures we're up against. I mean, Bat's cool. All right, well, we get to find out what we're up against, I guess. Oh, sorry, that was a reflex. All right, we'll take Sunfall here. And they can always get the Sunfall back by getting rid of the bat with the ley line. But now we can get the ley line from them, and they don't have blue mana yet, so that's a thing. We'll get to know what the hidden card is. As much as I'd like to have a Augur in play here, this just makes more sense. You don't really have a path to Atraxa yet. You do have a path to potentially removing our board. And while they do get value from Atraxa, we can just kill her. So that's a thing. So yeah, we're going to track. Hope you didn't get the ley line and such, and we'll just see what happens. Alright, we're going to augur up. This is probably one of the few ways we can win, because we have 3 dead cards. Well, 2 dead cards. Ah, they got another ley line. Gosh dang it. Yeah, so now you get rid of the Deep Cavern Bat. You get that, and then you just get rid of our stuff. Alright, GG's. Yep. No point in playing on from there. Sure. Why not? What I like about this, too, is I think, at least by getting to play Bat on 2, we can decide if it's better to play the Caller or the Skitter, right? Depending on what removal they have in hand. Because, I don't know, let's say they're playing Cut Downs or something. Obviously, you'd rather just play Lord Skitter, right? But maybe they don't have it, and we'll see. And then setting up double Rock Caller could be pretty strong. Oh, they're going to take a Bat here for sure. I mean, unless their hand's a bunch of cut downs, then, like, you don't want to have Lord Skitter, I suppose, but... Let's go, I guess. I mean, are we just going Caller, Caller, Skitter? Actually, we go Caller, Skitter, Caller, Caller, I think is the plan. At least that's the goal here. Wow, really? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Lord Skitter's dead, so we won't get any value there. Like, kind of saw that coming. Alright, let's get an untapped land and just go double Rock Caller. I don't think I've ever had 3 Rock Callers, much less 4 in play, but, well, we're not going to get that many. Come on, untap land. No, they have another removal, obviously. Oh, nope, they don't. They're going to make us discard a card, sure. Alright, well, we did get the land, but we only have 1 Rock Caller, unfortunately, now. I guess they're playing blue-black discard? Like, I don't know what's going on here. But it's a lot of removal and discard spells so far. Yep, there's a cut down. Ugh, more land. That's not what we need. Save this so they'll spend some mana maybe to waste another discard spell. Oh, well, it's just that. Alright, well that's not doing much. Well, not much happened this game. We drew a bunch of rock callers that all died. I needed a creature that didn't die to a cut down, I guess. Yep, you got it. You get a long goodbye. Like, I really should play that, though, in case I were to draw an Aclazotz. That's a little silly to hold on to it when I know they're playing a bunch of discard stuff. Yeah. Did we just flip more lands, too? Look at that. We weren't even going to draw anything worthwhile if we tried. My goodness. Alright, so now we're just dead, right? Oh, maybe not. I mean, if they have a land, they get to play their Virtue. Yep. What do they have to get back here, though? On their side. Liliana? Oh, you can't even get Liliana. You can get Aclazotz. And we sadly do not have a removal card for Aclazotz yet. And I don't want to put anything in either yard here, but I might have to. This can at least tack past an Aclazotz if that's all they have. Ugh, you're going to have a Duress. I'll take... I mean, putting that in the yard just doesn't matter, though, right? Alright, at least make them spend the mana on it, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Like, because if we do get something that gets rid of Aclazotz, so be it. I was like, even if they hit like a Shieldred or something, we wouldn't really care. Our side just has Rot Callers and a 3/3, but I don't... Oh, they want that. That's fair. They have a fair amount of life here. Kind of makes sense. Man, if I'd have known that, I'd have left mana up to be able to kill our own Darkstar Augur. I would assume they were going to get Aclazotz back there. Start getting life and cards. But they didn't, surprisingly. And we're still drawing lands. Yeah. That's about the way things have been so far. So what are we looking to do? They have some expensive cards. Maybe we'll get lucky and they hit a Virtue or something. I'm just going to do this. Get rid of... I don't even know if they have anything. I guess we'll get rid of their Aclazotz here. And attack. I mean, they know what's in our hand, though. So attacking with the 1/1 doesn't even do anything, really. Unless they just want to prevent 2 damage. I'm trying to think about, like, what does the next turn look like, right? If we attack with this and they block that, they take 2, 4, 5. And they're at 8. The only way we would kill them, realistically, is if they drew another Aclazotz or Virtue or Persistence or something here. But then it's like, is it worth it? You know, like, that's the real question. I think we're just attacking with these, though, and we're going to try to draw extra removal off that other creature, I think is going to be our game plan. Because right now, there's nothing great for them to get in the yard other than a Rot Caller or a Lord Skidder, and we don't care that much. And we do have a fair amount of decent removal, so... I mean, maybe they'll hit some damage here. That'll help us out. Nope. Dang it. Dang it. I want any amount of damage would have been helpful. Yeah, that's fine. You make us discard, whatever.
Fight? And you think you can
Sure,
win?
you got it.
Drop it.
I'm sure they're just discarding the land. What's the other unknown card, though? Oh, it was also a land. All right. Okay, this is it. Let's get something real off of here, deck. Come on. We got options. Let's hit them. We're getting 3 shots at it. That one doesn't do much. That could help. That is what we were looking for. All right. So if we kill this... and then we attack, we can get rid of our auger, because that's the only thing we don't really want them to have that's in a graveyard right now. Oh, I can't get it from our graveyard. It has to be from theirs. I forgot. Alright, I guess we'll get that. And they can still activate this, right? It takes 4. Oh, they do have 4 available. So we'll attack for 1, 2... I mean, this is all going at the opponent at this point. If they block that, they could block this and then still take 2, 3, 4, 5. We attack with this. That limits some of their options. I don't think we want to let Skitter die here. Because they activate block, they still take 5. It's like, yeah, this is fine. I could draw a card off the token, but I don't think I care that much, honestly. Yeah, because if they do that, there's no other block. So, like, that's fine. They spent their mana effectively for nothing here. Oh, they're going to do that? Great. I mean, it does save them a point of life. It's not like it's nothing. Alright, and then we do this. Just get rid of the last card, but it's mostly to have another menace creature out. More than anything. Alright, Rock Collar. I mean, Rock Collar could attack and get you a point. But it probably needs to block here. Yeah, that's not going to cut it for them. They do get to draw, though. That's not nothing. That is an extra card. Hostile Negotiator, we're not really concerned about that either. Though, we do have to sack a token. Let's get rid of this one.
Off you go.
We've got 3 in the air and only 2 on the ground right now. We will definitely block those. Like, I don't think that attack's going to do what you want it to do, opponent. But yes, we are most definitely blocking this guy. But they do go to 6. But now they have 1 less blocker? Yeah, that's going to do it. Pretty sure, anyway. Kill this. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Remove the hostile investigator or whatever the dude is. Wherever he went. There he is. And then we attack the opponent. Yeah, that's still 6. Whew! That was a grind, but we got there. Well, occasionally this happens, where you have no mana to play anything, so we don't want that. I'm going to gamble and get rid of Demolition Field. Okay, so far, gamble looks like it could pay off. I'm going to put some stuff in the opponent's yard. I was hoping to get a little more info on what they were doing. Didn't work, though. Oh, we're doing that stuff. Well, that's good to know. I would definitely block that. I'm gonna bat here first and then decide how badly we want to attack. They don't have removal. They have a fugitive. They have Otter Ball, which could make another thing. So if we take the Otter Ball, they can't do 2 things. Oh, that's not true. They have an Impulse that'd be reduced cost as well. Well, crap. Crap. I guess we take Otter Ball? I don't love either of these, but I'm going to take this because it's 1 less body to worry about. And we'll just have to figure out the rest from here. All right, so the Impulse could play another spell here or play another body. Their call. You know, we really need to draw the removal here is what we need. Like, that's the real issue. I mean, we'll block, try to kill the 1/1 or make them waste a spell. Alright, that feels like a reasonable trade. I'm not mad at that. And then I'd rather have this than set up the Rot Collars just yet. And attack. I mean, we may just be blocking and trading with the Lord Skitter as well. Like, that's a situation that could happen. Maybe we don't need to. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so what does all of this mean? Thoughts. Okay. I like the idea of the Osteomancer Adept, but it feels like it's only going to really be good in situations where the game has gone long and, you know, it's, I don't know, we're playing against a blue-white control deck or something or whatever, right? If that's the case, a card like Aclazotz is almost as good anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we just keep getting it back into play. They have to deal with it. It gets us cards. Like, I don't know if Osteomancer Adept's good enough. Also, considering the fact that the way a lot of our stuff is going to be dealt with in those matchups is going to be with Temporary Lockdown, which is exiling our stuff. Sunfall, which is exiling our stuff. Right? So we just don't have stuff in the graveyard enough for this to matter. At least it feels that way. I could be wrong, but that's kind of the vibe and the feel I'm getting. If anything, there is a matchup that is super difficult that I don't know if we can really win easily, and that's the Boros token thing with like the Caretaker's Control or Caretaker's Talent, the Forge, Urbrass Forge, you know, that stuff. I think that's a matchup you just don't win unless for some reason you just get the right sequence of cards, right? Maybe you get an early Rot Caller, doesn't die for some reason, and you get an Augur, and you can kind of keep pace with them or fly over the top. That's kind of like the only way we're winning those, I'm pretty sure. So that matchup, I would just write off. I don't think you have a real chance of winning it. I would just focus on the other matchups. Creature fights, I think you have a reasonable chance, obviously, because we have all the good removal with like Cut Down, Go for a Throat, Long Goodbye, all those work. Saver was cute and kind of helped us one game, but we were going to win that game anyway, so I don't know how good this card really is, truthfully. I almost feel like it could be another Long Goodbye or Go for the Throat, and it's just as good. I don't know. I like, personally, if I was going to play another one, I'd just go Bitter. Is it Bitter Triumph? Yeah, that's the card. I think I said something different at the beginning of the video, but that's the card. I'd rather have that than the Saver. I do get making the token is nice, but I don't think it does enough for this particular deck. And then the question just becomes, you know, again, if we're not going to play Osteomancer, are we playing another Augur or are we playing an Aclazotz? And I think both of those are real things. And they both work in the matchups where we're going to struggle, right? You want the Darkstar Augur or the Aclazotz. Both are good in those longer games. And you need 4 or 5 mana to really take advantage of both of them. So I think it's a bit of a coin flip. Honestly, we have a lot of creatures in here at 28. So I don't think even if we reduced one, it would be a big deal. But there is the reality that we're only playing 23 lands, right? And at 23 lands, there's a bigger argument for the Augur. Though Augur still dies to Cut Down and all that good stuff. But at least if you can get to 4 mana, you get to keep one of them. And that can make a difference. But I think for my money, we have enough early and mid-game plays that I might just go for another Aclazotz, I think is the way I'm looking at it. I'd rather just have the extra value later on. And if it's just harder to cast sometimes, it's just going to be harder to cast. The other thing this brings me to is without the Osteomancer, we have another question. And it's, do we still want the Demolition Fields? I have an argument for more Fountain Ports, because you can just make another body, you could draw cards, whatever the case may be, right, is more beneficial for us than Demolition Field. because killing the creature lands, we do have Go for the Throats, we do have Long Goodbyes. We do have Bitter Triumph. All of those will kill the creature lands if we feel we need to. There's no other real lands that we're concerned about killing with the Demolition Fields. I was a little curious as to why they were included in the deck to begin with, but, you know, I'm willing to go without them. And if we just die to a creature land because we don't have the removal in hand, I'm willing to take that gamble. I would like to play another Fountain Port, cut a Swamp, and actually play 2 of the Village. The Mudflat Village, right? This still taps for black. We can only use it to cast creatures, but we have 28 creatures, and our other spells only need 1 non-black mana. So, like, as long as we have a Swamp, right, we're okay. And then this also lets you return a bat, a lizard, rat, or squirrel, which is everything in the deck, from our graveyard to the battlefield. So if we do have something, we can get something back and play it, and we can do this at instant speed as well. So I'm willing to play 2 villages. And I think that makes it a little cleaner, I guess, if you will. It gives us a chance to get some of our big cards back. Really does some stuff that we want to do here. So if you choose to run it, this is the list I think I'm going to put up. It's going to be 3 Cut Down, 4 Gnawing Vermin, 4 Iridescent Vine Lasher, 1 Bitter Triumph, 4 Deep Cavern Bats, 3 Go for the Throat, 2 Long Goodbye, 4 Valley Rot Caller, 3 Darkstar Augur, 3 Lord Skitter, 4 Thoughtstalker Warlock, 2 Acklazotz, 2 Mudflats, 19 Swamp, 2 Fountain Port. Let me also say, I know some of you are going to jump in the comments and say, but if you have Demolition Field, you can use that with the Iridescent Vine Lasher. Yes, I agree. But as you saw in those games, those situations wouldn't have been all that common. I think we had one where we had both the token and the regular Vine Lasher and could have played a Demolition Field to get like a couple more points, but it just wasn't worth it at that point. So I don't think I'm worried about that. Like, if you are, feel free to make the change. Like, I could see cutting and just playing 1 Mudflat Village and 1 Fountain Port and going back to the 2 Demolition Field. I think that's totally reasonable, but I don't know if there's enough value there for me to justify doing it. Now, I will say, if you like playing these different decks that are playing small creatures and kind of getting around stuff, we played a Selesnya tokens list. That was actually a hell of a lot of fun and won more games than it felt like it should have, to be honest. So you may want to check that out. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.